Learning to attack American fighter jets, the price to pay afterward was too high. Dear viewers, in the early morning of April 16, 2025, when the Middle Eastern sky was still shrouded in darkness, the Super Hornets of Qadir Ewing 7 suddenly descended at 2:30 a.m. local time. This was not a random airstrike, nor a prolonged battle. This time they had only one decisive mission: to deliver 7 tons of precision-guided ammunition to a heavily protected target deep beneath the arid plains outside Sana'a, Yemen. What made this mission particularly serious was the strategic value of the target. Based on thermal satellite imagery analysis, U.S. intelligence detected abnormal heat signals at a depth of about 9 meters. From this, they determined this was likely the key command center from which attack orders coordinated by the Houthi forces were issued. If this facility were destroyed, the balance of power in the region would completely change, and to achieve it, every step had to be absolutely precise. While the F-18s were approaching the target at twice the speed of sound, deep underground, the Houthi forces still believed their fortress was impregnable. But what they didn't expect was that the surprise had begun much earlier. Specifically, at 2:15 a.m., just 15 minutes prior, 2 EA-18G Growlers had quietly taken off from the aircraft carrier to begin a crucial mission. Carrying no missiles, out for airstrikes, this time their role was silent assault. These predators quickly approached the Yemeni coastal area, where they activated an invisible corridor. Penetrating the sophisticated air defense system of the Houthi forces, it was this corridor that allowed the F-18s to approach the target without leaving a trace. Everything happened in silence, but the result carried the weight of a fatal blow. By using next-generation jamming equipment in an instant, the entire radar system of the Houthi forces went completely blind. On the screens, clear images of the sky suddenly disappeared, replaced only by a completely indistinguishable area of white noise. Not stopping there, nearby radar stations in the Sana'a area were also immediately attacked. From all directions, multiple false targets appeared simultaneously, causing the monitoring system. In that situation, the operators were forced to act. Some tried to analyze signals to determine what was real and what was fake. Others hastily changed frequencies in hopes of escaping the jamming zone. Some operators even desperately pushed the radar power to maximum, but at that moment, the trap had already closed. This was what the Growler aircraft had been waiting for. Mounted under each wing was the modern jamming device named ADLQ-2249. Operating in the frequency range from 2 to 18 GHz, this device precisely targeted the bands that 93% of ADLQ air defense radars were using. Notably, each device could emit jamming power up to 8 megawatts, enough to completely paralyze the enemy radar's target identification capability. Not only powerful, this device also excelled in range, with effective jamming capability 10 times that of the previous. This could neutralize radars from distances up to 660 kilometers, meaning the Growler could strike without entering the enemy's air defense range. Imagine someone screaming into a microphone until it burns out completely. That's how this jammer overwhelms the opponent. Houthi radars could no longer identify anything but meaningless white noise, and thus the entire expensive air defense system became just a pile of useless equipment. Right after takeoff, those aircraft quickly created a safe electronic corridor. Up to 40 meters wide, this corridor was the key that allowed attack aircraft to penetrate deep into dangerous areas almost invisibly to all enemy defense systems. Meanwhile, from another direction, the Super Hornet formation silently approached from the southeast. They crossed the Gulf of Aden in silence, then suddenly turned north, heading towards the Sana'a target area at exactly 2:37 a.m. The fighters crossed the Yemeni coastline. Immediately, the entire formation climbed to an altitude of 10,700 meters, well above the reach of any surviving air defense systems. Shortly after, the target began to appear on the display screen, thanks to the forward-looking infrared radar. Thermal images showed unusual geometric shapes, confirming the presence of underground structures beneath the layer. Continuing the mission, the pilots quickly identified 4 important anchor points right on the roof of the command center. Immediately, the F-18's sophisticated combat system calculated the precise optimal impact angle to create maximum destruction while maintaining a safe distance. Each aircraft carried 4 GBU-31J bombs. With such powerful firepower, This formation was fully capable of blowing up the entire complex and even multiple other targets if the situation demanded. At 2:42 a.m., the final command was issued by the lead pilot. All fighters immediately released their weapons. From that moment, only 30 seconds remained before the full firepower rained down on the target. The bombs being dropped in this battle were the GBU-31J. This is not just an ordinary bomb but a more powerful, more precise upgraded version of the top US-developed air-to-ground weapon line. Each weighs nearly 1 ton, containing a BLU-109B armor-piercing warhead designed to destroy the most fortified structures. Moreover, the attached GPS guidance system allows this bomb to hit targets with an error of less than 5 meters regardless of the drop altitude. However, what truly sets the charge shell apart lies in the ingeniously installed fuse technology. Before the mission, technicians set the fuse delay to just 15 milliseconds, an extremely short time sufficient for the over 2.5 centimeters long steel casing to penetrate up to 6 meters of reinforced concrete before the approximately 250 kilograms warhead detonated with full destructive force. Immediately after, the first bomb struck precisely at the entrance of the command center. A fraction of a second later, the ground erupted violently as the charge shell plunged deep into the earth and shattered the heavy concrete layer. A sharp, swift, and powerful attack opening a battle the world had to watch. As each bomb began to penetrate the soil and rock layer of the complex, the entire system was programmed to stop exactly 15 thousandths of a second before the first bomb detonated. Right after, pressure surged violently, exceeding 350 kilograms per square centimeter. In the tight space of the underground base, anyone standing within a 30-meter radius could not escape the terrifying pressure it generated. But that wasn't all. To maximize damage, each subsequent attack was programmed to hit the exact same point, spaced merely 3 seconds apart. The bombs drilled deeper with each explosion, each strike a step toward completely destroying the complex. And before the dust could settle, 7 other bombs continued to rain down without mercy. Not firing randomly, each bomb accurately targeted crucial positions, from entrances to ventilation shafts, from communication centers to weapon storage areas. A total of 8 large explosions rang out, spreading across the hillside. Immediately after, a powerful secondary explosion occurred as the ammunition depot caught fire, forming a blazing In that moment, the Super Hornets banked sharply to the right, then accelerated away from the area, leaving behind a scene of devastation beyond recognition. Where there once was a carefully disguised underground military base, now only a nearly 60-meter wide empty space remained. Footage from high altitude showed the entire central area completely collapsed, with tunnels below blocked by thousands of tons of concrete and debris. Notably, all damage information was transmitted directly to the command center, thanks to the E-2D Hokkaido reconnaissance aircraft. This aircraft serves as the eyes in the sky, operating at distances up to 240 kilometers from the coastline. Equipped with the AN/API-9 radar system operating in the 400 to 450 MHz frequency range, the E-2D Hokkaido can penetrate even the most modern electronic jamming systems. Thanks to its large radar surface area, this aircraft can cover a vast airspace. Under favorable weather conditions, just one E-2D is sufficient to monitor the entire western airspace of Yemen with a volume of up to 10 million cubic kilometers. In that day's battle, a team of 5 demonstrated perfect coordination by controlling 16 GPAM bombs to attack simultaneously. All hit their targets in less than a second, with near absolute precision. As a result, destructive power was maximized, delivering a devastating blow that left no time. However, what amazed military experts was the post-attack observation capability. The aircraft's synthetic aperture radar penetrated the thick dust cloud, capturing high-resolution images down to a meter. Thanks to those images, all 4 main targets were confirmed completely destroyed, requiring no additional attacks. Beyond that, modern battlefield technology allows for real-time damage assessment during combat. Thus, the operation commander can make immediate decisions without waiting for ground reports. This also minimizes the risk of deploying additional aircraft for unnecessary missions. But before the withdrawal was complete, another unexpected threat emerged. At around 3:15 a.m., the radar on the USS Connie detected multiple signals moving at extremely high speeds. They were launched from the Aheda area, near the western coast of Yemen. These were 4 cruise missiles supplied by Iran. All were heading straight toward the main carrier group. Immediately, the USS Houthis combat system activated interception mode. Without hesitation, the captain gave a decisive order. No passive defense. Actively destroy all aerial threats. 4 SM-2 missiles were launched. Cutting through the night wind, they aimed directly at the approaching targets. However, this was only the beginning of the intense confrontation. Behind the ship's steel hull lies a super advanced artificial intelligence system. The central brain of the ISIS combat system not only identifies threats but also makes attack decisions in an instant. When the ship's radar detected missiles from over 262 nautical miles away, all data was processed within 1.8 seconds. Over 4 million lines of code operate simultaneously to calculate the most accurate firing solution. This speed is 15 times faster than human reaction capability, showcasing the absolute superiority of technology on the modern battle. And what truly impresses many is that while engaging missiles, the Connie ship simultaneously tracks over 120 other aerial targets. The system quietly calculates potential attack scenarios in the background without affecting the main engagement. In that decisive attack, 5 crew members coordinated perfectly to simultaneously deploy 16 smart bombs. All bombs hit their targets in less than a second. Thus, maximum effectiveness was absolutely ensured. But the special aspect doesn't stop there. With synthetic aperture radar, the aircraft can penetrate the thick dust cloud after the explosion and record clear images with resolution down to 1 foot. Thanks to this, commanders not only confirmed the 4 main targets were completely destroyed but also didn't need to conduct additional airstrikes. This means ground commanders can assess damage immediately without risking additional pilot lives or deploying aircraft on unnecessary missions. However, that wasn't the end. A second unexpected attack occurred. At 3:15 a.m., radar operators on the USS Connie detected multiple fast-moving targets emerging from the Houthi area on Yemen's western coast. These were precisely 4 missiles supplied by Iran heading straight for the carrier group. Immediately, the Aziz combat system on the destroyer reacted extremely quickly, accurately calculating interception solutions. The captain didn't hesitate, ordering to open fire without any warning. SM-2 anti-air missiles launched simultaneously into the sky and raced toward the targets. This was only the initial phase of this fierce battle. Inside the ship's hull, a supercomputer named the Aziz Command and Control System operates continuously. Designed with the sole objective of protecting the fleet by eliminating all threats before they can cause harm. While the primary radar detected missiles at a distance of 267 nautical miles, equivalent to 23% of maximum operational range, this data would be meaningless if not processed accurately and promptly. And at this moment, the Aziz system demonstrated its superior power. In less than 2 seconds, Aziz processed over 4 million lines of code to calculate the optimal firing trajectory. Compared to human capability, this speed is at least 15 times faster. The secret lies in automated algorithms built upon 28 distinct parameters. Even more astonishing, while all this was happening, the Houthi ship continuously monitored over 100 other aerial contacts and simultaneously found potential fire control solutions in the background. Everything occurred perfectly, independently, and undeniably. This is the power of technology combined with human precision in a battle to protect maritime security. Under the nose of each F-35, the electro-optical targeting system acts like a powerful divine eye, capable of detecting the heat signatures of newly launched missiles from up to 73 miles away, despite them being incredibly well camouflaged. Not stopping there, this technology is perfectly integrated with the pilot's helmet-mounted display along with data from 360-degree sensors throughout the aircraft. Thanks to this, pilots can observe the entire surrounding space as if having superhuman eyes that can see through all obstacles. They not only see in all directions but also identify targets with near absolute accuracy, something previously only seen in science fiction movies. However, the true strength of the Sky Warriors lies not only in the modern sensor systems but also in the sophisticated weapons they carry. In the weapons bay of each F-35 is the GBU-53B Stormbreaker, a precision glide bomb considered a breakthrough in modern warfare, completely changing how the US military conducts attacks. With an extremely long range of up to 40 nautical miles when dropped from high altitude, fighter jets can stay far from dangerous areas, beyond the reach of enemy air defense systems, while still effectively and quickly taking down targets. What makes the difference is not only the long range but also the 3-mode seeker technology embedded in the bomb's nose. This secret integrates a 6mm radar, infrared imaging, and laser, allowing the bomb to search for and identify targets in the harshest conditions. Whether in pitch darkness or in environments full of dust and fog, the bomb always tracks and hits the target, regardless of any camouflage or jamming efforts by the enemy. The F-35s quickly demonstrated the superior power of this bomb when confronting Houthi missile launchers. The bomb's 105-pound warhead creates an attack radius of 26 feet, sufficient to completely destroy primary targets like systems without affecting nearby civilian structures, minimizing unnecessary casualties. What makes it even more special is the flexible coordination capability in deploying the bombs. While the first bombs are still in flight, the second wave quickly receives updated data on the moving target's position, thereby adjusting the attack trajectory more accurately. Like intelligent warriors communicating with each other to coordinate and efficiently eliminate targets. By 4 a.m., the entire squadron of 4 Super Hornets and 2 F-35s returned safely to base without any losses. Post-operation assessments show that the enemy's command center was completely disabled along with over 20 operators removed from the combat room. Subsequent attacks not only eliminated 4 of the remaining 6 mobile launchers but also severely degraded the threat capability to ships on this crucial maritime route. In the 72 hours that followed, no merchant ships reported being attacked, creating the longest period of peace on this shipping route since the conflict began. This is a major victory, not only militarily but also with profound strategic significance. However, the biggest question remains: will this rare period of peace last longer? Will the powerful and precise strikes on April 16 exert enough pressure to force the Houthi forces to the negotiating table, seeking a peaceful solution? Or will they simply change tactics, adjust attack methods to continue targeting the world's vital maritime route? Regardless of the outcome, one thing cannot be denied: in those tense and fierce moments, the 4 Super Hornets along with 2 F-35s demonstrated superior power that made the opponent carefully reconsider before continuing confrontation. It is this power that created moments showcasing the courage, will, and peak technology of the modern military. Dear viewers, through the story of the surprise attack and the fierce counterattacks by U.S. forces against the Houthis, we not only witness the power of modern military technology but also deeply feel the value of vigilance, resilient spirit, and the responsibility to protect peace in a world always jian-fu with unpredictable. Every action, whether small or large, can affect the lives of millions of people. And this is also a reminder to us of the preciousness of peace and stability. If you found this video useful and want to continue exploring hot stories, the most authentic from war zones and world events, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't. Goodbye and see you in the next videos. Wishing everyone always stay cool and healthy. Please subscribe to the Mystery_Core channel to support the channel and watch. Please subscribe to the Mystery_Core channel to support the channel and watch. Please subscribe to the Mystery_Core channel to support the channel and watch. Please subscribe to the Mystery_Core channel to support the channel and watch. Please subscribe to the Mystery_Core channel to support the channel and watch.